I think it's fair to characterize Luke Rockhold as generally unlikable. What up, Fightful fam? Shakiel Mahjouri here with your Fightful Fix August 11, 2020 edition. We're going to take a look at Luke Rockhold coming out of retirement, a potential fight with Chris Weidman, plus Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington is nearly booked. So, Luke Rockhold is coming out of retirement following a vicious KO loss to Jan Blachowicz. When asked why he was coming out of retirement earlier this week, he simply said, quote, "'Cause I felt like it." Can't argue with the man there. So where does Luke Rockhold go from here? He hasn't had much success lately. Former UFC middleweight champion, struggled against Yoel Romero, struggled in a move up to light heavyweight against Jan Blachowicz. But there's one name that everyone's circling, and it makes a lot of sense right now, and that is a rematch between Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman. Now, personally, I'm down for it. Chris Weidman is coming off of a win, but he's in a position where I don't think he quite looks ready to take on the top 5 guys in the middleweight division. He's had a really rough stretch, and this would be a great chance for Weidman to continue to build some momentum, get 2 wins under his belt, and perhaps start vying for another run up the middleweight division. For Luke Rockhold, it's kind of a low-risk fight compared to some of the powerful knockout artists he's fought recently in Romero and Blachowicz. What I really, really like about this rematch, more so than the relative skill set of Weidman and Rockhold at this juncture in their career, is the opportunity for a feel-good story. What I often don't like about fighters coming out of retirement or fighters who've toyed with retirement staying in for more fights is, man, it just gets sad. They fight, they lose, they fight, they lose. You know, I'm kind of tired of seeing BJ Penn fight. I think most UFC fans are. No one's going to be sad if Rockhold loses. Now, listen, no offense to Luke Rockhold, but he has painted himself as a very genuine heel. He doesn't go out there like Colby Covington with the crazy shtick, but I think it's fair to characterize Luke Rockhold as generally unlikable. Some of his comments about women, his history on that weird dating show, Luke just comes off as a D-bag. I don't know. I'm not saying that he is. Never talked to the guy, but kind of the general vibe you get from his statements and the way he holds himself in interviews. What this means for Weidman is he can go out there, fight an opponent of relative skill set, and one who fans would be thrilled to see him beat. We might see a sad loss for Weidman. I don't think that would sit well with some fans, but there's the upside of Weidman winning. No one really feels back for Rockhold. It's got my seal of approval. Weidman versus Rockhold 2. Let's make it happen. Now let's drop down a division to welterweight for what is one of the division's most longly awaited grudge matches, blood feuds. That is Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. These guys have been circling each other for quite a long time. There have been talks before. Nothing has ever come to fruition, but this is as close as the fight has ever been to materializing. Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington have a handshake agreement with the UFC. The only thing that's left is to sign the official paperwork. You know, I'm not going to bite my tongue until I see it, until these two are in the octagon, but can't say I'm not a little excited because this is without a doubt as close as we have gotten to seeing this fight happen. So, putting aside my own fanboyness, because I love a good dramatic WWE-esque brawl, does this make much sense from a matchmaking point of view? Yeah, it's definitely not the worst matchup that you can make right now for either man. Woodley and Covington are both coming off losses. Woodley is on a 2-fight skid versus Usman and Burns. Meanwhile, Colby Covington is coming off of that title fight loss to Kamaru Usman at the end of last year. What I will say is there are probably better matchups for Woodley at this stage if you really wanted to rebuild him, but Woodley and the UFC haven't always been on the same page. I don't know if they're looking at him as a star. So a high name value fight against Covington makes a lot of sense for the promotion in terms of getting the most bang for their buck out of Woodley. Okay, let's put aside drama for a moment. Let's put aside marketing for a moment. I think if you really want to give Woodley a good shot at rebuilding, plus give some new contenders in the welterweight division a shot, it would have been nice to see Tyron Woodley versus either Vicente Luque or Michael Chiesa. Both top 10 guys, both ready for another shot to break through and start creeping towards the top 5. And for Tyron Woodley, a small step down in competition from Usman and Burns and a chance to see if he's still got it. Meanwhile, Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards or Stephen Thompson would have been another great fight. Again, gives Covington a chance to bounce back from the Usman loss while giving people like Stephen Thompson and Leon Edwards the jumping pad they need into title contention. Putting all that aside, I'd be lying if I didn't say that Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington is the fight that I want to see. It's got two highly talented guys and more raw beef than Tataki or Tartar. Feed it to me now. And that is all for today's Fightful Fix. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Luke Rockhold coming out of retirement, and would you like to see the Chris Weidman fight? Plus, are there any better matchups for Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington in the welterweight division right now? If you like this video, the best way you can help our channel grow is by tapping subscribe and hitting the notification bell. You know, a like doesn't hurt either. Really appreciate you guys checking this out. I'm Shakiel Mahjouri for Fightful MMA, and we'll catch you next time.